Hey guys, what's up? It's Baldo with another Tasking in Tarkov video. In this episode of Tasking in Tarkov, we're going to be running through a raid, completing the task Humanitarian Supplies from Peacekeeper. That will take us into Shoreline, having us mark 2 UN trucks, one at the construction site, one up at the resort, and also turning in 5 MREs and killing 10 scavs dressed as a UN soldier. This isn't too complicated of a task, but I feel it is handy to know exactly where those UN trucks are going to be, so you can find your most efficient route based on where you spawn. Now, if we look at the task screen here, as you can see, we do have to turn in 5 MREs. The interesting thing about this is they do not have to be found in raid. Now, you cannot craft them in the hideout anywhere, but all you have to do is go to the flea market and turn in the MREs. I already had one turned in. So let's go ahead and buy 4 more. Oh, do one more here, maybe. I had to think really hard. All right, then go back to the task and turn all those in. As you can see, we got that done already. Now, typically I wait until I get all of the other sections of a task done before I do things like that, like those, the MP133 shotguns for the debut, the grenades that you need to turn in for Prapper to get his reputation back up. I usually wait till I'm done with all the other tasks. That way it gives me as big of an opportunity to find them in raid, so I have to spend less money. But I want to do that just to show you that you do not have to find them in raid. So let's go ahead and check out my loadout for this task. Right now I just have the UN armor as I need to, and I'm also working on Punisher Part 1, so I have an AKM here. Now once we run in, I'll have my 2 markers in my gamma container. We'll go and hop into raid and see if we can't get this done in one go. Alright, and here we are loaded into Shoreline. Seems like we are right by the resort, which typically would be an okay spawn, but not necessarily to accomplish what we are going to accomplish. Now we do have to make our way up to the truck behind the resort, so we will be doing that. I'm going to check a stash over here really quick. Try to kill a little bit of 2 birds with 1 stone here and get some loot. Now looking at the gun, you might be wondering why I am just going in with pretty much a stock AKM when that would really put me at a detriment in a pretty prolonged firefight. And while I agree with that, one thing you have to recognize is whenever I'm playing solo, I usually kind of play like a rat. Tarkov solo just doesn't really get played very often anymore. So you pretty much have to expect when you run into a fight, you're going to be fighting more than one person. Now, I'm not saying I can't wipe 3 mans, 4 mans, 5 mans by myself, but whenever I'm tasking, especially if I'm going in with only level 3 armor and stuff, I don't want to try to push those fights. So I'm going to be playing this slowly, methodically, and at least getting these markers placed. Now, I don't think I'm going to get all 10 scavs I need to get here, because I'm not really going to be hunting them down. As long as I show you guys where those trucks are at, that is the main purpose of this video. Let's go ahead and get moving here and see what we can do. I'm going to walk up here to overlook Rock Passage, see if the sniper scav spawns. I'll give it a little bit to spawn, and maybe get one of the 3 I need left for Punisher and one of the 10 I need for the task we're working on now. So let's work on that. Yeah, a little faster here than I probably should. But I feel this is a pretty safe spawn to be able to do that in. Now, if we look here, I don't think the scavs, like the sniper scavs, start spawning in until 5 minutes in, which would put us at 45. We still have a little bit longer to wait. So we'll sit here. You know, maybe we can catch a player or 2 running here. We're going to 0 out to 100. Oh, wouldn't that be nice, getting a shooter-born kill right here? Ooh, sniper scav spawned earlier than I expected. I just about died for that. Where are you at? There's one. Okay. That was our goal with that. Oh, got my cheeks slapped on that one. So, after that shot, we're going to push very slowly, you know, against my better judgment, up to where that grenade just went off. Because you might, even from here, be able to see the truck. That truck right there is where we're going to go mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the marker down on that, run back the way I came. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I do not remember if that's one that I have to sit there and place it, or if I can throw it down and run away. Do not remember, but I guess we'll find out here in just a second. Plant and run, plant and run. Now I'm comfortable running back this way because I know for a fact that we spawned the closest we can on this side of the map. But we did sit there up in that bush, or up by that tower waiting for sniper scav to spawn for long enough that anybody who wanted to get into the resort got into the resort, but probably from the front. So we should have pretty clear running to where we're going, which right now we're going to go loot a couple of spots on the way down to the construction area spawn, which would be the blue fence, because that's where our next truck is at. Now, I did say I was going to play this a little bit slower, but you know, you're always working on something in Tarkov, and right now I need to get my endurance up, so as much as I can possibly sprint to make that happen is better. But we do have to keep our ears open for extra sets of footsteps while we're sprinting, because it is super easy for somebody to hear us before we hear them while we're sprinting, and we will be running face first into bullets if that happens. So just have to be careful with it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here, loot this little weapon attachment shack. We're going to go hit 3 stashes over there by the radio tower. And then we'll be heading to the blue fence and hit 1 more stash, maybe 2 along the way. So we can get a nice backpack full of stuff while also getting our task completed. Ooh, something I haven't seen before. Take it. Doesn't sell for a lot. We're probably not going to use it, but that is extra money. Bandana. Okay, a band. All right. Not impressed, but you know, it's okay. Not very good crates. Okay. We'll run down here. There's a hill directly in front of the weather station up here. There's a stash right on the crest of that hill, and that's where we're headed now. This hill right up there, and that's pretty much where the stash is at. I'd like to say that I prefer to stay in like the tall grass right there because it kind of blends in, helps you blend in, and it does, but when you're wearing this blue helmet, it doesn't matter where you're at, you're going to get seen. So I'm just running around wantonly right now. The next stash we're looking for is down in this cluster of trees. After we hit this one, we'll run up to the tower and get that one on the south side. I definitely don't intend this to be a stash guide either, because we're only going to be hitting 5 or 6 of the 42 that are on this map. But knowing where a few of them are at is always handy. Okay, that was a landmine. That was also a landmine. That means somebody's over by the CP fence, which is down at this road all the way to the south. Now this stash is going to be right here between this tree and the bush. Wow, these are just not very good stashes. But I'm going to do some insurance fraud here. Oh, come on, drop the things. Now we'll run up to the tower. Whenever I get someplace that's going to be pretty close range, if I get into a fight, which if I get into a fight right now, there'll be somebody like surrounding the tower here, so I would go ahead and throw on fully auto, that way I can hip fire somebody. ADSing with this on fully auto with the zoomed optics just isn't going to work, so I'm going to rely on hip fires or single tapping. But check this stash right here. Where in the world? What? Oh. I blended it much better than I expected to. Come on. Okay. I'll throw it back on single. And head down. It's a dangerous spot to be, so I like to hop over here. Get on the down slope, so that way anybody that's over like by weather station isn't going to have a shot on my full body. They might just have a little blue dot popping up and down from my head. Which granted, if they hit me, I'm dead, but I'm giving them much less to hit. Now, we did hear explosions coming from over there, so we have to be careful from that side. Now, right on the corner of this torn down building, there's another stash, and that's where we're headed now. And we'll head down to mark our objective. Then we just have to work our way to extract, which at this point is going to be the hardest part. Throw that down there. Mayo. Okay. Now I call this hill right here the cheek clapping hill. Because if you spawn close to here and run straight to this hill, you're either going to clap some cheeks or get your cheeks clapped immediately. I think we've been in the raid long enough that this place is probably fairly vacant right now, but I never like to count on it, so I like to move slowly around here. Now that rock down there is another stash. We will hit that on the way out. I want to get this objective marked first and foremost. I'm going to look down here for any signs of scavs. Oh, scavs saw me and scared me. Where are you at? Okay. I'm going to sit in this bush. I only bring 2 mags into here with the AKM because I know for a fact that I'm going to be relying on single fire for most of it. So if I get to the point where I'm blowing through 2 mags before I have a chance to repack, I'm probably dead anyways. And that just saves me some money. You know, if I can only take 1 mag in, granted they're only 2,000 or 3,000 rubles per magazine, it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, 2,000 or 3,000 rubles a magazine for 5 or 6 runs definitely adds up. Now this wipe, I always take the black-handled knives because you can trade 7 of them in for UMP, and the UMP is extremely strong at this point in wipe. And I've been using that pretty heavily whenever I go into maps like Customs or Reserve. Now we're gonna run along here. All right, here in this pile of tires, there's another stash. Take them both, I guess. Continue on. I don't remember if it's this truck or not. Sure is. All right. There you go. Now we're going to run around here, go back up into the hills. Because when you're at the tree line, there is much less chance of you getting seen. We are going to circle back around a little bit to get to that rock. Actually, let me go back through this way. That gate we passed. These have been some pretty subpar stashes this entire raid, I have to say, but it's what it is. Okay, now we're going to do this rock up here. Be on the east side of the rock. Should be the side we're on right now. Well, the side we're headed to. There's going to be a stash in the little corner. What is up with these stashes? Alright, so I'm going to eat and drink. So I'm going to eat all of these, drink all of that. I don't have to drink all of that, but saves me some weight, still gets my metabolism up. And I'll still have some food and stuff to hydrate with later if I absolutely need it. So this is about where I like to run when I'm running along this road here. Because I'm low enough, I can't be seen from the weather station. But I'm close enough to the road I can hear anybody. So at this point we have to decide, do we stay along this way, go along the road, past the pier, and then stay along the beach line, or do we circle around towards the power station, work our way through that way, and keep some trees between us and possibly anybody else. Now there was some fighting over here by the pier / gas station, so like I said, I like to try to avoid fighting when I'm playing solo, when I'm not going in pretty geared, which I'm not geared right now. So we might avoid that, but we will pop up on these rocks up here and take a look. Thought I heard something, but I didn't. Did. Alright. Well, that was much louder than I wanted it to be. But it happens, so. We're going to have to throw that out. Take that really quick. Take that. Pull this in here. We'll take that. On game. Don't need that. I'll take that and that. Alright, I'm going to run back up the hillside here. We got some mags to pack, so I'm going to have to turn this way. Now, if you notice there, I hip fired. Like I tried to aim ADS, but did not work too well without any attachments on this gun. So I hip fired, got the kill. Wasn't very clean, but it worked. Doesn't make any sense. Alright, so I'm pretty low on ammo here, which isn't a big deal. But I'm gonna go ahead and fill up here. Alright, so let's get moving on. I already set it back to semi-auto. Now that is exactly what I meant by whenever you're sprinting around, you got to make sure you listen for stuff. And I heard that guy crunching around, so I knew he was there. Where in the world did he go? Okay. Come on. That's really bright. Really, I just need one more scav with an AKM. So I want to get this one, but there it is. There we go. Okay. So now, what in the world? Oh boy. That is a big optic. I wonder he couldn't hit me. Okay. That's probably about right. Okay. Okay, so I'm actually... I got that kill. I'm gonna circle back this way. I'm gonna hop over. Now, my issue with going this way, there's one way in and one way out of the pier. So that means when we hop over here, if there's anybody in the pier, there will be somebody behind us because they can't go back out that way. Which it's been long enough in this raid, I'm just not sure if there's going to be anybody there, but it's a risk. But the benefit of going this way is once we get down to the beach, there's a couple different stashes we can check. So we will. There's one in these blue Modesty shacks up here. There's one on a rock quite a ways down the beach. We'll check both. Whenever I'm running along the beach, I like to stick close to the edge here. That way anybody up on the hill won't be able to see me. Oh, that's been hit. See this propped open, so we're going to continue on. Now, if you run along the actual beach line, people up on the hill are going to be able to see you here. It's going to be much, much more difficult for them to get a shot until you get to about this point. This is when I start sprinting. I really need to get an eye tracker so you guys can see exactly where I look at when I'm running like this. But I'm looking along the ridgeline. I want to give myself as much of a possibility to see anybody on the ridgeline as I can. I think I just did. Nope, that was just that. Okay. Now, this is a good spot to sit to regain stamina. And check my extracts just to make sure that I do have tunnel. Nobody's going to be coming up behind us. Well, I'm not going to say nobody is going to be, but nobody is. And this gives me a good spot to look down on Scav Island to see, you know, if maybe I can't plink another scav to get us that much closer to getting the full task completed. But nothing to be seen. There's sprint. Here is the last stash we will be hitting in the raid. Oh, that's promising. Promising. Always gets my hopes up. Always gets my hopes up. No such luck with the good stash. Alright, continuing on. I'm looking along the road in between these cars up by that checkpoint all the way down to tunnel is a very good spot to check for scavs, because they spawn in there pretty frequently. Always make sure you check on this rock up here too, because people like to lay right there next strat camp. And nothing is more frustrating than being this close to leaving a successful raid just to get clapped. Yep, like that. That is a scav player over there on Scav Island. Now, we could either sit here and fight him, if I die for this, I'm an idiot. Nope, no way I can see him. I'm not going to push the fight. And we are out. Alright, here we are. End of raid screen. I got leveled up to 23, which that actually puts me at unlocking the next level of Peacekeeper, which ultimately was my goal. We got 4 scavs, a USEC, an atrocious hit count, but regardless, got us a kill. Let's see. Continue on. Okay, so we're going to go to the traders. Look here. I have to spend a little bit more money, which I will do right now. We'll look at Humanitarian Supplies. Now, everything is done, but eliminating scavs. 1, maybe 2 more raids. If I'm actively hunting scavs, we will have those 6 scavs done, and this whole task will be completed. But the purpose of this video has been accomplished, and that was to show you exactly where those markers are at. And, you know, you got a little bonus on where some of these stashes are at, too. So, if this video helps you guys out, please remember to subscribe, like the video, share it with people who might need some help with this task if you're not going to guide them through it yourself. And at the end of the day, I know that we'll see you in the next one.